Hi there, Lisa Carpenter here from lisacarpenter.ca. And I'm going to lean in because it's time to have that hard conversation. You know, the one you don't want to have about your relationship with the scale. For those of you who are new to my work, I'm a transformational life and nutrition coach, and I help lead women and men to create a better relationship with food and their bodies. And one of the things I start with is that dysfunctional relationship we have with the scale. Now, I want to say, first of all, if you are trying to lose weight, it is important to have a way of measuring your success. It is important to know that you are actually progressing. Even when you're paying down debts or a loan, it's so cool to see that that monthly balance is shrinking. It's what inspires me personally to keep going, to keep putting money against that debt. So it's not that I don't want you to have a way to measure the changes that you're making within your body and to see that, if you're eating different foods, that your body is changing. That is really important. Where it crosses into a place of being dysfunctional is when the scale is actually running your life and it determines your moods. So if you've been eating healthy all week, you've been doing your best, you've been, writing down your food and you've been making sure that you're making better choices and you're feeling amazing, you're feeling like a rock star, you're putting on your clothes and everything's fitting a little bit better and you're starting to feel more energetic and you're sleeping better. And then you get on the scale, and all of a sudden it doesn't tell you what you want to see, and you suddenly feel horrible in your skin. And you pick up the stick and you start beating yourself up because why isn't it working? Why isn't that number what you want it to be? This is when the scale actually starts to work against you, and it becomes this very dysfunctional relationship that actually stops you from achieving what you want. How would weight loss be different if the only person that got to determine how you think and feel about yourself is you? How would your weight loss journey be different if you acknowledge that how you feel in your skin as you're going through the process is the only thing that matters? So when you put on your clothes and they're feeling better and they're fitting looser, letting that be enough. Not needing the validation of the scale to tell you that you've been good or bad. You see how kind of ridiculous that is? It's about breaking the emotional attachment we have to that number on that arbitrary piece of metal. Because, as my website says, it doesn't determine your worth. It only measures your weight, which nobody cares about but you. You're not walking around with a sign around your neck that says, I weigh this much. That is not what makes you amazing in this world. So I want you to pay attention this week to how much that scale is actually influencing how you're thinking and feeling about yourself and what you need to do to start cultivating a different relationship with it. So using it as a tool, but a tool that aids you in your success, not a tool that makes you feel small, insignificant, or that holds this huge power over how you're thinking about yourself. I talk about it in my Eat class all the time around when we make a recipe and we're measuring out the ingredients. We don't get teary about the fact that a recipe calls for a teaspoon of vanilla or, half a cup of sugar. It just is a measurement that's part of what builds that recipe out. And your weight on the scale is just part of one of the pieces that helps you track your progress. But it is not attached to your value or your worth as a person. And if you continue to look to that scale to feed that, if it tells me what I want to see, then I'm going to feel good about myself. It's always going to be this dysfunctional relationship because, again, how you feel about yourself has to come from the inside out. It's about cultivating the best relationship you can have with yourself and making sure that the only person that determines how you feel about you is you, not the scale, not the measuring tape, nothing. So yes, track your progress, but don't get hung up on that number. I guarantee you, when you let go of the scale and put more of your focus on eating better, living better, treating yourself better, upping your self-care, the number on the scale is going to follow without you having to obsess about it. So I'd love to hear in the comments below your relationship with the scale and how much it is dictating the choices you're making in your life. And if you're willing to maybe tuck it away for a while and do things differently and allow yourself to actually feel good and celebrate the successes that you're having in the kitchen and the choices that you're making with food. So until next week, I look forward to your comments.